Hi everyone, welcome to Shelf Control. I'm Norm,
I'm Lisa.
and today we're going to be talking about NerdzDay 2024. What we got?
Well, NerdzDays first part,
Part one.
part one
So
of
they're
2024.
doing a two-parter.
Well,
so
and who knows if the part two is going to be in 2024? So it could be
they said
NerdzDay
within
2024.
6 months of this one. But they haven't said a date.
Can I just throw this out for the game nerds people who may or may not be watching? If you could do it before Christmas, that'd be pretty cool. That way, if there's any Christmas ideas, we could pick them up. Because we did pick up some Christmas stuff from this one. So we can't talk about that in this video. But just for what it's worth, if you want to throw it out there before Christmas time, that would possibly be helpful.
Yeah, they divided it up into two bits. Instead of doing the 100 games for 10 hours, they did 50 items for 5 hours, and then they'll do 50 items for 5 hours again later.
And I did like it this way.
So it was nice. They did a live stream.
It was nice for my pocket this time.
And so it actually feels like we got a little bit less this Nerds Day, but it was half a Nerds Day.
Right.
So
right.
In preparation, I had on Board Game Geek, not a sponsor, they have a geek list where they keep putting up all the clues as they're revealed, and then people guess as to what it could be, and then they pick which one they think is going to be the most likely and put that in the geek list so you can kind of do some planning ahead. And so I would go through and look at what clues were games that I think I would like to get, and then do a little bit of research. I would go to Board Game Oracle, who is also not a sponsor, and they have a price history tab that you can click on, and it'll show you what the 1 year low was for that game. And so I would write down the games I was interested in, what the 1 year low was. That way I could compare Game Nerd's price to what others have put it on sale for.
Because one thing we did learn from last year and the year before is that when games popped up that we were somewhat interested in, we were like, all right, is this a good price? Is this something we really want to jump on right now? And by the time we would make a decision, it was sold out. It was
already gone. So
Norm's White Whale, which one was that?
The Brass Birmingham.
So we waited just a little too long on that one, and it sold out. I mean, it sold out quick. So by the time we were like, yep, we're going to get it, it was gone. So we decided we were not going to be in that position again. So we did some research of all the clues, what the thought might be on the games, did the research on some pricing so that once the game popped up and we saw the price, we were like, yep, it's within our range. We're going to go for it. And I think that helped us a lot this year.
My initial list was 5 games that I was kind of interested in. It went up to 6 the day of, but we ended up not getting all of those. We actually ended up getting 3. So the very first game was a really good introduction. Yeah, you can bring it in because we grabbed it right away, and it is Heat Pedal to the Metal. It was one, looking online, it had a $52 1 year low, and I found it somewhere for $47.99, so $48. And they did it for $45. And so that was enough for me to go ahead and click on it. This has been a highly praised game. Been looking forward to it. It's not in shrink because the day after it was delivered.
No, the day.
Oh, the day. Yeah, that's right. It was delivered while they were here.
We had some friends over. It was delivered on Saturday, and while some friends were over, which was really quick, by the way. So kudos to Game Nerds. I mean, you guys were right on top of everything. We ended up checking out that same day and had something on hold from a previous order, and we got everything very quickly. So thank you for that. But yeah, we had some friends over Saturday, and FedEx drove up, dropped off our box, and they were like, hey, let's play a game. You got anything for 5 players? And Norm was like, I do.
And it's like, yeah, this is highly rated for 5 players. So
we played it unsleeved and everything.
And yeah, I had the sleeves for it, but we didn't want to wait, so we played it once without sleeves.
And then immediately sleeved it.
And immediately sleeved it afterwards. But yeah, this was a big hit. I'm glad we got it, and I'm glad we got it in time to play with the group.
And who won? I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
I remember. So, it was me. I won.
So yeah, I think I was too passive a driver. I was slowing down for those corners just right. You know, my car was in pristine condition.
Oh, I burned out and still won. Pedal
so,
to the metal. So we'll have to do a review on that one pretty soon.
And so that first hour, the only other thing that I was kind of interested in was their the speed paint most wanted, because that would have been more paints for when I'm doing the Zombicide painting of the minis. If you've seen the other videos, you know I'm working through that, and all I have is the little starter set. It would have been nice to have some of the other paints. That regularly goes for about $70. They had it for $60, which isn't a bad price, but I'm kind of dragging my feet on painting these, because we're trying to play these games and get some more videos out.
Going right now.
If I'm not doing board game stuff, then we have some basement renovation stuff that I'm doing, and decided not to pull the trigger on the paints, even though it was pretty attractive. So then the next hour there were 2 games, maybe 3. I can't remember where Wandering Towers fit in, but there was Distilled, White Castle, and let's say Wandering Towers were in those. And Distilled is a game where you're distilling alcohol. You're making moonshine, vodka, things like that. And the big appeal to it for me is the theming that they did, where you take your ingredients and you shuffle them together, and then you take what they call, you know, the angel's share off the top, you take the devil's due off the bottom, which is part of the distilling process, and then you see what you made. And it seemed like a neat thematic game, but it's also, from what I've been watching gameplays, it's a mid-weight Euro type game, and we have lots of those already that we need to play and review. So I showed a little bit of shelf control.
That's the name of the show.
And decided not to pick it up this time, and see if it comes up later.
And then he didn't tell me about it till after, and then I was like, oh, that sounded interesting.
It does sound neat.
But we have games where we're making wine, viticulture, and stuff like that. So yeah, we've got stuff that we still have to get through.
And then the White Castle, same kind of thing. This is a smaller box game. The 1 year low was about $25, and it's a dice drafting game. Again, kind of a medium weight as you go, kind of abstract, not very thematic. And so I was able to hold off on that one and see if maybe it'll show up in another sale some other time when we might be more interested in it. And Wandering Towers seemed like such a cool idea, because you have the towers in a circle with your wizards, and you can either move the wizards or you can move the towers with the wizards on it. And when they go on top of another tower with wizards, it covers them up so they can't move, and so you're moving the towers around. And it seemed like such a neat, fun game, kind of chaotic. But that chaos was the main reason I decided to pass on it, because it didn't seem, watching gameplays, that you could actually plan out for future turns, because you never know if your guy's going to get covered up or if the tower is going to be in the same place. And so you only have 3 cards that you pick one of to do. I think you pick 2 of the 3 to do the actions on it. And so it's really more of a game of, okay, what's the board state now? What can I do with these cards? Okay, I'm going to do that and get 3 more cards. I can look at these cards, but I'm really not going to think about what I'm doing until it gets back to me and I see what the board state is like again. And that chaos and the inability to plan ahead seemed like maybe as cute as it wasn't a game for me. So the third hour is
So we didn't get anything the second hour?
We didn't get anything the second hour. The third hour is where we got stuff. So the first thing that we got in the the third hour.
This one?
Yep.
Oh, it's heavy.
It's a heavy game.
Nucleum.
This was one that it was kind of a toss-up between this and Distilled, which one I really wanted. This one seemed like the more heavier type game, and the gameplay, watching people play, it really seemed like it was a neat game, a neat puzzle that you're trying to accomplish. And what's funny is just this morning I got a text from a friend of mine with a picture of this game saying, "Do you have this game?" And,
Why, yes, we do.
And I was like, yeah, it arrived yesterday. It's still in shrink. Do you want to play? And he's like, yeah, the guy, my friend's brother is coming into town and asked if anyone had this game because he was wanting to play it. And yep, sure enough.
Yep, so we'll have to learn how to play it.
So we'll be opening this up and playing it with him. So, and I was wondering if those two games was going to be it for NerdzDay, looking at the list of stuff here. But there was one that we ended up deciding to pull the trigger on. Yeah, we'll bring it out because it was the same hour. The Cascadia Landmarks. It's the expansion for Cascadia, and we enjoy Cascadia. It's not my favorite, but my mother really enjoys this game. My parents bought a copy of it after we showed it to them, and they play it a lot. And I had heard that this doesn't add a whole lot of rules overhead to the game, and so it might be something that they would be interested in adding to their game to play.
Yep, so we'll play it and get an idea for it, maybe introduce it to them on the next time we play, and if they like it, we'll
leave it at their house, and if they don't, then it'll come back to our house. So it was actually about $10 cheaper on NerdzDay than it was at the 1 year low that we found, and so we decided to go ahead and pick that up.
So that was hour 3.
That was our 3. That hour we also picked up a couple things for our boys for Christmas, not board games but board game adjacent, and just in case they watch these videos. You're watching these videos, right? So we're not gonna say what they are, just in case. We probably could. They're not watching us.
Here they are.
So anyways, you guys won't know what you're getting until later.
Christmas, actually.
And so that was the last thing that we got. The only other thing I had written down on my list was at 4 p.m. Eastern, they had World Wonders as a clue, and it was there. And that one looks really neat. It's a polyomino tile laying where you're building out a city with roads and buildings, and then as you meet certain criteria, you can put the wonders down, which are these chunky wooden pieces that look really cool. It looked really neat. But I was able to resist that because we've got a number of polyomino games, and we need to play through those and do videos and get them out. And adding another one right now just didn't make sense. So I'm sure people seem to really like it. So I'm sure that it'll stick around and we'll be able to pick up one later. And then for the 5 p.m., I don't have anything written down for 5 p.m. Eastern. I think the one thing that was slightly tempting was they had a Monster Hunter World board game where you're hunting monsters and collecting resources to build weapons to hunt more monsters, but it's a boss battler. It's not a campaign game, and I kind of like the campaign games where you're progressing through more than just a boss battler where it's like, okay, let's sit down, let's fight this boss. Okay, we beat it. Let's pack it up.
And we have Witcher. And that's a lot of
we have The Witcher,
fighting monsters.
And so that was the part 1 of NerdzDay 2024. We picked up 2 games and an expansion plus a couple gifts.
Yeah, and again, looking at this, I'm like, that's That's all we got. But again, I mean, compared to the previous years, this was only half.
This was half NerdzDay.
So okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. I'm like, no, we've always done so good at NerdzDay, but this was half. So
who knows what the other half is gonna bring? If NerdzDay catches wind of my clues of games I'm hoping to see on NerdzDay, then they might start throwing those games in the list.
Yeah, they want to keep you happy.
Just to torment me. So.
But if you want to throw Brass back in there, please, he really wants it.
Yeah.
And he missed his shot.
I missed it. So, anyways, also I want to say I appreciate the guys doing the live stream.
Yeah, that was fun.
We were participating. They actually called out shelf control when I made some comment in there.
That was pretty awesome.
That was pretty cool. It made it seem like they know who we are, and not many people do. so with that totally surprised us, and it was nice. And they did a great job.
They did. It kept those 5 hours quite entertaining.
So
well, I was working, but.
But
I could at least listen to the live
stream. She was in the office working while I was doing it, and so when they said, "Was that shelf control?" she's like, "What?"
Yep, that's us. So thanks for that. We appreciated it.
So yeah, we look forward to participating again the next time you guys do it.
So anyway, that was our
NerdzDay Hall.
NerdzDay Hall. Were you going to say something else? Did I interrupt you?
No, I was just going to ask them, did you guys participate? Did you guys get to participate? Some people were complaining that they had to work or whatever, and some people were like, just every hour we'd go take a bathroom break.
Yep.
So, what did you guys get?
No, I just had this guy pulling the trigger for us. So
I'd love to hear what you got, what your experience has been, and we'll see you for the next one.
Yep. NerdzDay Part 2. Whenever that is. Hopefully before Christmas.
Maybe.
And have Brass in there.
Maybe.
It would really save me on having to figure out what to get this guy for Christmas. Just saying. So, okay.
All right.
We will have a review for Heat before long, probably. We've got a few other games.
Maybe
we've got
even
on the
Nucleum,
table.
depending on how many times my friend's brother wants to play it.
Still haven't gotten a third person around yet for that random review we have to do.
Pantheons.
But when we've had groups of people, we've been playing other games, so we'll get to it. So, all right. We'll see you next time with whatever game we have. Like and subscribe. Follow along. Leave us comments. Let us know if you like what we're doing. And at this point, I'm just rambling. So, all right. I'm outie. Are you outie?
I'm outie.
All righty. Bye, guys.